All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Welcome, everyone. Today, we're doing something, honestly, pretty empowering. We're going to take the past simple tense, which, let's face it, feels like this frustrating, endless maze of grammar rules for a lot of learners, and we're going to completely reframe it. We're flipping the script to turn it into your ultimate storytelling toolkit. By the time we wrap up, you'll see exactly how these concepts are just simple puzzle pieces, just waiting to help you share your life.
We've got a really straightforward game plan for this explainer. We're going to start by breaking down the storytelling wall, figure out how to solve the verb puzzle, look at describing past habits, learn how to avoid the notorious didn't trap, and wrap up by building storytelling bridges to make everything flow perfectly.
So let's jump right into part 1, breaking the storytelling wall and escaping that dreaded grammar trap. Okay, be honest. Have you ever frozen right in the middle of a story? We have all absolutely been there. You're having this great conversation, you're excited to share something awesome that happened yesterday, and then, bam, hesitation. You literally freeze because your brain goes, wait, is it I go, I gone, I went? And while you're standing there calculating verb tables in your head, your confidence just completely tanks and the conversation awkwardly fizzles out. It's the absolute worst feeling. Well, the whole point of this explainer is to fix exactly that problem. We are taking you from I don't know straight to I absolutely mastered it. We're going to give you the practical, real-world tools so you can confidently paint the picture of your life starting right now. I mean, you've got stories to tell. Mechanical grammar rules shouldn't be the thing holding you back.
Moving on to part 2, solving the verb puzzle, and looking at regulars versus irregular rebels.
Think of the past simple exactly like putting together a jigsaw puzzle. You've basically got 2 main types of pieces. First up are the regular verbs. These are your easy, reliable pieces. You just snap an ED right onto the end. You clean the kitchen? Yesterday, you cleaned it. Watch a movie? You watched it. Super simple, right? But then we have what I like to call the irregular rebels. These guys do not care about the rules. They completely change their shape. Go magically transforms into went. See radically shifts into saw.
Now, these rebels might seem a little annoying at first, but honestly, they're the words we use the absolute most. Let's say you're telling this wild, absurd story about seeing a celebrity. You tell your friends you saw a guy at the supermarket who looked exactly like Tom Cruise. And naturally, the joke becomes, wait, was Tom Cruise doing an impossible mission right there in the cereal aisle? Turns out, no, he was just buying milk. But look at the verb there. To share that funny memory, you just naturally rely on the irregular rebel. You say, I saw instead of I see.
All right, part 3, describing past habits. This is all about setting the scene using was, were, and used to. So now that we've got our action verbs down, there's a really crucial point we need to hit. We don't just use the past tense for immediate actions. We use it to paint the background scene. If you're talking about a single thing in the past, you use was, like setting the scene by saying, my first car was an old blue car. If it's plural, you use were, like we were lucky to see Mount Fuji with a clear sky. And if you're talking about a past habit, something that's different now, you bring in used to. So, whether you're describing that slow, clunky old blue car or your incredibly noisy habit of playing the drums that drove your parents crazy as a teenager, these are the specific words that build your world and pull the listener right into your story. And guys, get this. Here is the ultimate shortcut. If you master just these 5 irregular rebels, do, go, see, eat, and buy, you are suddenly equipped to describe something like 80% of your daily activities. Just let that sink in for a second. You do not need to memorize some giant textbook of 100 verbs just to start sharing your life. Those 5 little rebels give you a massive amount of conversational power. Next up is part 4, avoiding the didn't trap, where we'll learn the golden rule of negatives. Okay, so this is where a lot of otherwise confident storytelling suddenly hits a brick wall. I didn't went. This is the trap that trips up so many learners when they try to explain what did not happen. And look, your brain is just trying to help. It knows the story is in the past, so it grabs didn't, and then it throws went in there too just to be super safe. Double the past tense, double the accuracy, right? Well, not exactly. Here's how we easily fix that. Instead of using didn't with a past verb, we use our golden rule. Didn't plus the normal base verb. The trick to remember is that after didn't, the verb just relaxes and stays in its everyday form. So, if you invite friends over and totally ruin dinner, you don't say you didn't forgot. You say you didn't forget. Like our source playfully points out, you didn't just burn the rice, you literally forgot to add the water, so now everyone's eating pizza. The word didn't is already doing all the heavy lifting to put that sentence in the past.
And you know what? That exact same rule applies to asking and answering questions.
Let's say you're telling someone about this crazy dream. I had a dream about a giant cat that sat on my house and started singing like a loud trumpet. Now, if someone naturally asks you, did that cat have a good voice, you use the exact same rule to answer. You just say, no, it didn't. You use did for the question and didn't for the answer. Once you break that habit of double past tensing, it is honestly incredibly straightforward.
Finally, we arrive at part 5, building storytelling bridges to connect all these pieces into a smooth flow.
All right, so we've got our verbs, we've got our negatives, and we know how to set the background scene. Now we just need to link it all up. If you want your English to sound supernatural and captivating, you need transition bridges between your sentences. Think of it as moving step by step. Step 1, first. Step 2, then. Step 3, suddenly. Step 4, finally. These tiny bridge words are exactly what carry your listener safely from the start of your adventure all the way to the end.
Let's actually see this in action using a classic childhood story from our source material. First, she went to the tree. Then, she climbed up. Suddenly, she fell. Finally, the doctor gave her a hero sticker. See how those simple verbs, went, climbed, fell, and gave, are just perfectly chained together by our bridge words? They create a complete, dramatic, and really satisfying little story. Without those bridges, you just have a robotic list of facts. But with them, you've got an adventure.
Oh, and a quick pro tip as you start speaking these stories out loud. Do not let weird spelling intimidate you. Seriously, some irregular verbs look absolutely terrifying on paper. Look at the past tense of teach. It's spelled T-A-U-G-H-T. I mean, that looks like a complete jumble of random letters, but when you actually speak it, it's a breeze. It literally just sounds like taught. So focus on the sound and the flow, not the confusing spelling.
So, let's bring this whole thing together. Here are your 4 essential keys to mastering the past simple. Number 1, just snap an ED on there for regular actions. Number 2, take a little time to learn those irregular changes for common rebels, like go, see, and do. Number 3, remember your golden rule. Use didn't plus the normal base verb for negatives. And number 4, use used to set the scene with old habits. And listen, above all else, if you get excited and slip up, if you accidentally say I go instead of I went, people are absolutely still going to understand your story. Don't let perfectionism get in your way. Just keep practicing these 4 core rules.
So, keeping in mind that 80% of your day can be described with just 5 simple verbs, what amazing story are you going to share next? You've got the tools, you've got the shortcuts, and you absolutely have the confidence to smash right through that grammar wall. It is no longer an obstacle. It's your storytelling canvas. Get out there, embrace those irregular rebels, build your bridges, and start connecting with the world through your own incredible stories. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and happy storytelling.